Joe said, you are very firmly grounded and established in the social media community. The key question then, of course, is the crisis question, or the issues question. Because you are opening yourself up to comments and all the other stuff, what happens when you have a disgruntled customer, or somebody just like, there are trolls out there, right, that will dive in? What do you do?
Okay, so interesting, and who knows? That will eventually come. The trolls, we haven't really had to deal with too much. But what we have found is that we've made mistakes along the way. We have had 2 periods of downtime over the past 5 years. They weren't very long. I've had days and days of downtime on my PCs over this period, and we've had some intermittent periods of downtime, and so people rely on us, right? So they're doing their financials with us, and they can't get into their account to send an invoice to somebody. They're upset, or you'd think they're upset. And what happens instead is, what we do is we work really hard to communicate, because we know we're down and we're doing something, and this could be just like, I think the last one was 1 hour and 45 minutes or something, and a truck, 18-wheeler, drove into a data center in Texas, a power line. Like, how often does this happen? They actually failed correctly for that, and they had a series of, they had to switch back and forth from, alternative power, so they kept running, and they brought the real power back online, and they had, it was just the biggest outlier event, and they had 2 hours of downtime, so we were along with that. And we were on top of it. We drove in the middle of the night, and we're sitting there and sorted it out, and we were communicating using the site as we could and getting notifications up to people. And when everything was back up and running, people were like, okay, that's all right. And so it actually works the other way. If you're consistently being good, people are people. They're human, and they're not going to necessarily throw tomatoes at you if you have a little hiccup along the way. It's by humanizing yourself, people understand that you may have flaws.
And when they do, because I tend to handle I try to handle the ones that when people are really angry. First rule of it, you can never win these arguments, so treat them with the utmost class and respect. And never get a shouting match, never get anything. Just honestly, kill these people with kindness. If they have a problem, try to work it out in the most level-headed way. Never ignore these people. I try to answer any blog post I can find, even if it's a "Hey, we love you" post, they get a response. And it's not, in that case, it's not just proof of life. We want to be everywhere, and we want people to think we're everywhere. And we want people to see a great, we love to be case studies of great example of scale customer service, because we really believe in customer service is the new marketing. But when people are angry, and we had a case yesterday, the only thing you could do is try to be as classy as possible. I don't know if you guys want to hear an example, but yesterday a person basically, we were having a Twitter conversation with somebody on a support issue, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're probably the only company that's ever done support through Twitter, but it came up, so we tackled it. And the person just wasn't happy, and everybody's going to have one customer that just isn't going to be happy. You can't be everything to everybody, so we're trying to be everything for 99.9% of the people. Guy wasn't happy, and he flamed us on Twitter, and he said, screw you guys, I'm going to, and he named a competition. Then, the other day we had this big announcement that we've just added expenses to our service. See if I work that one. We added expenses to our service, and the same guy who we had this conversation on Twitter was the first comment, and he was like, "You guys suck. You screwed me. Everyone go," and he names a competition, and this was on a pretty high-profile website, saying nice things about us. So we wrote a very carefully thought-out thing, and I'm going to completely paraphrase, but basically what we said was, sorry we couldn't work out our problems when we were twittering back and forth. Apparently 140 characters just isn't enough to really, clear things up. We'd really love to, bring you back to the fold. We don't like anyone leaving Freshbooks. Please, if you ever have any problems, contact us. We gave the phone numbers, gave the websites, gave our direct emails, and wish the person a good day, because that's all you can do. You can't ever get in a shouting match, because you'll never have the final word. They're always going to just pipe in again.
And it's not worth it, right? If the vast majority of reasonable people over the years, or all the reasonable people, we've gotten along with swimmingly.
And that's not what we're about. So like we don't get in shouting matches.